Here at Stoop Brewing, we celebrate the art and science of beer through an unwavering commitment to producing beers of the highest quality on a consistent basis. Brad Benson, our head brewer, is also my husband, so we are a husband and wife team together with our business partner, Robin Schumacher. We have intentionally built our tap room to be a warm, inviting, friendly, and community-centered space.
Robin, our business partner, and I are both scientists. I got a degree in chemistry from Gonzaga University, but always homebrewing on the side. At one point in our life, Laura decided it's time for us to do something different, so we opened a brewery. We were really early adopters of Cryo Hops. We were in a trial program with YCH before they even started pelletizing it. So we would get a bag of this magical powder before it got named Cryo. So we did some experiments for YCH in the early days when the cryo plant came online.
Well, the first reaction was, the aroma was outstanding. And I think there had been enough conversation about it that we felt confident it would be a great product. We were really excited.
The aroma impact was really strong. Once they started pelletizing it, we hopped on the train pretty quickly and started using it in most one-off IPAs.
We have definitely become known here at Stoop for our rotating IPAs. We are generating a new IPA every 1 or 2 weeks that people get pretty excited to try.
So when we started changing and using more cryo hops in a core beer, our goal was really to make the beer taste just like the same that it was when it was a core, but really working on efficiencies. But that really led us to using cryo more in one-off IPAs and really communicating that information to our customers.
The lupulin is the gold of the hop, so it's just like, how can we get more of that in a more concentrated form? It's good for amplifying aroma and flavor and reducing waste, not absorbing as much of the wort.
With the one-off IPAs, we use the cryo in the kettle to get better yield. Citra Cryo is basically our go-to. It gets used extensively. It just blends with everything so well. Year after year, it's awesome.
Customers want something new and exciting, and so when you start talking about cryo hops or an experimental hop or something like that, that really piques your hop head's interest. Like, they really want to know what this new product is, and a lot of our customers have got behind those beers.
We have a few awards for our beers that we're really proud of.
I am obviously most proud of the Fresh Hop Festival in Yakima, of Vesta Show the last 2 years. We've got World Beer Cup medals, also some JBF medals for both hoppy and non-hoppy beers, like our Mosaic Pale, our Robust Porter, and Northwest Red are probably our most award-winning beers.
The Mosaic Pale is one of our more popular beers, and we submit it to virtually every competition we enter, and if it hasn't won awards, it has always gotten to the judges' table. But it's been an extraordinarily popular beer for us here in the tap room, and then we liked it so much that we went all in and created a beer called Pistol Fingers IPA, which is where we used Mosaic in all of its forms and really punched up the hop flavor and aroma.
To maximize flavor and aroma, I would say definitely use it as a late addition dry hop or whirlpool, but also just make sure that you're rousing it after the dry hop to make sure that you get the most out of that surface area contact.
Brewers here are really excited about getting new products in, getting new hops, experimental hops, cryo hops. So that, I think, really helps build the team ethos too, is that we tell them that we're getting our hands on a new experimental hop or cryo pop or something that's coming out, and here's our idea, let's try to make this type of beer with it. It's fun to see that kind of buzz build in the brewery. We love both T90 and cryo.
You definitely can use cryo hops in conjunction with other hops. We almost always also use T90 hops for bittering and for flavor and aroma. And the cryo hops add that really, strong aroma and flavor quality. So usually that's in our whirlpool or dry hop. But we also use resonates, we use different hop oils sometimes. But primarily we focus on the cryo and T90, but you definitely can use it in all different combinations. It's actually really fun to play with.
I would really start working with a core beer or a beer you know really well. Pull half your T90 out and replace that with 25% of that weight of cryo, and then go ahead and taste those two batches next to each other and really look at your yields.
When we started using the cryo in our core beers, we saw another barrel or two yield. We get, an extra 4 or 5 half barrels out of a batch, and it doesn't sound like that much, but over the course of a year, on a homebrew scale, if you get yourself another half gallon, you're making friends.
We have had to convert recipes. One thing that we've done with some of our core beers is we contract a little bit more cryo than we do of our T90, and it allows us, if we get low on one, to kind of adjust that recipe back. So if we get a little short on our Citra T90, we know we can cut out a pound of Citra T90 and add in. The easy way is just half a pound. Just use half as much cryo. It's a little bit more sophisticated way, and that's just looking at the oil content. And if your Citra oil content is 2% and your cryo is 4.2 or 3.8, you can just adjust based on the bias of the oil too.
If someone hasn't tried Cryo Hops, I would definitely recommend it. It may seem like it costs more money to buy up front, but actually for what you're getting, it's pretty equivalent to T90 hops. Getting that purity of hop oil qualities, the aroma and flavors that you don't necessarily get with the T90s. So it's just a really excellent addition to a beer, a really hop-forward beer especially.
We found the advantage of using cryo hops is less is more. Instead of using a pound per barrel of T90 in a whirlpool, we can go back to half pound per barrel and get a similar effect in the beer. But we also get savings because we have less hot break, the true pile, and more wort we can run off of that pile and get to the fermenter.
There's so many different things you can do to add flavor and aroma to your beer. You might as well give it a go.
It's definitely worth getting some in-house and playing around with it. When you really look at using half as much of it and increased efficiencies, ultimately more beer in the package, less waste going into your waste stream, it's really a no-brainer.